100 players who shook the clock.
Liverpool's first superstar. He dates right from the early days of the club. We're talking the turn of the century, from the 1890s, crossed through to 1906-07, I think. He, by all accounts, was a very glamorous-looking guy. I mean, he'd have been a pin-up nowadays. He would have been, you know, a Michael Owen, or he could have been a Robbie Fowler, he could have been a David Beckham, something like that. You know, he was that kind of character. The writers at the time, there's amazing things about Alex Raisbeck. He obviously caught the public imagination. They would say the most extraordinary things, like whenever he got the ball, they would say there was like a thrill of electricity through the crowd. He was like a wound-up dynamo. He was like, he wound up and set off to run, and there was no stopping him. And they would really eulogise about him. Now, of course, there's no film, and we can only go on what people said about him. But the beautiful sort of imagery and the very passionate imagery that people used about this guy, you got the feeling he was something spectacular. He had sort of blonde hair and this big moustache, sort of waxed at the ends. Obviously very good looking. And the club liked him so much that when the dreadful £4 a week maximum wage was brought in, which actually was an awful lot of money at the time, actually, £4 a week, but it's quite an interesting idea that it was a maximum wage of £4 a week. There was a danger that they might lose him. You know, he might give up football, might go and do something else. So the club came up with a spurious job to give him, to top his wages up. He had to walk around a small part of Liverpool checking that the posters advertising the next Saturday's game had in fact been stuck up. He didn't actually have to stick them up, he had to just check that they had been stuck up. Probably took him, 10 minutes. Walk down the Scotty Road, have a couple of posters, that'll do, here's a few more quid, thanks a lot lad, So that probably says something about it. The club were prepared to break the law to keep him.